Oh my gosh, we're blurry. I think this is Wrigley's issue. Touching my computer. That's better, right? Hey, hi, hello, and good afternoon. My name is Amanda, and welcome to Harmony Portal Tarot Live. We have a lot of texts coming back and forth from Boston and my husband trying to get a tea time with Boston's friend after school. So, yeah, if that keeps popping up, I apologize for that. And you're getting me like yesterday's makeup, hair crazy, don't care, fun things. So, yeah, hi guys. Sorry, trying to get like life squared away as we go live here. But how are you? I missed you guys on Wednesday. It's kind of maybe, I think my voice is normal again, but I had a migraine that started on Friday that lasted all the way through Wednesday evening-ish. So it finally let up. And then, but by Tuesday night, I had a really bad sore throat, had a really bad dream about somebody doing this to me in the dream, and then I woke up in the night with it hurting even worse, and then by morning I couldn't even talk. Now, mind you, those of you that have come around from time to time, back in November I lost my voice. It was February yet again I lost my voice, and then Wednesday kind of going into Thursday I lost my voice. So that's 3 times. And in the 42 years before that, 42 plus years before that, I had lost my voice once, ever. So, there's a lot to be gained by, like, when someone loses their voice, they can't speak up. They can't speak their truth. So, like, I'm picking up what these psychic attacks are throwing down. I'm picking it up. But yeah, so how are you guys? I hope you're doing much better than I was last week going into this week. Things seem to be better now. The throat's still a bit raw. I have some lime water, just like, the squeezy limes that in the little container that you keep in your fridge. I had a little bit of that, and I'm like, my throat is so raw. It doesn't sound that bad, though. Thank goodness. That's where it's the worst, is when you can tell it sounds like it hurts. Hopefully you can't tell. I have a bit of a cold kind of going on in tandem with that, so my voice, to me, sounds a little different than normal. That's why. We got dog toys. We got a box back there, so just ignore the background. But yes, how is everybody? And this was Wednesday a week ago. You guys remember how my phone wasn't updating and giving me the proper notifications? Well, Katie R had donated for that live stream, and I had only seen that Kirsten had donated. And so I did Kirsten's reading and not Katie's reading, but then she emailed me to let me know, and I sure enough went back through actual PayPal. There was her payment. It came in right after Kirsten. So yeah, my phone did not let me know that. So thank goodness she emailed me to let me know. So we're going to do her reading today as a holdover from, like, not this Wednesday, but the one before. So my apologies, Katie, about all of that misunderstanding. And let me just see. And so far, besides Katie, we don't have any other donations. But today, if I haven't let you know what we're doing, we're going to be doing a Cosmic Questions Corner. And I think what we're going to do is I'm just going to pull one out of here that we already have. We have some really good ones in here. Let's just be honest about that. Really good ones in here. But first, we're going to light up some Dragon's Blood incense, just your standard Dragon's Blood. To me, this one smells most true to form of when you smell it just like this, and then when you burn it, it smells like it's like it does before you burn it. Other incense and so does the rain one that I get, which I look, guys, I used my last one a couple live streams back, but we got a whole bag of 10, and Rock and Rudy's, where I get all these, was having a 25% off store-wide sale. So I went in there and I got a few things. I probably should have got more because I wanted to go back like 2 days later, and then the sale had ended, but not that it matters. I'm more than willing to pay full price, but to get a deal is kind of fun. But yes, we have the Dragon's Blood. Go ahead and set any intention for cleansing, clearing, anything negative, anything that's looking to hijack your energy. Let's clear it out. We are not here for it. No, we are not. There's enough of that going on just unnaturally out there in the world. So we don't want to have any of that going on here. So, and I'm gonna turn my fan on low just to allow the smoke to disperse. And let's do some shout outs. Say hi to everybody who's here, and then we're gonna get into our Cosmic Question Corner. I'm gonna try today to keep this one around an hour or so, give or take on how many donations we get. So yeah, we're gonna go in on the Cosmic Question, that's for sure. And then keep everybody's donated questions kind of to, I've noticed once again that I'm making the readings for everybody longer and longer, which I guess is good news for you guys because you get a longer reading. But yeah, I need to try to keep those full reads anywhere between the 6 to 10 minute window that I have them priced out for, instead of trying to, you know, answer 50 questions or not that you guys are asking 50 questions, but then questions come up for me that I want to know for you guys. You know what I'm saying? You know how I be over here just trying to get to the bottom of everything. But let's say hey to everybody. So we have Versha here. We have Brianna. Hello, hello. Oh, Versha had a bad dream yesterday night. Something to do about my family, as I had a feeling of my mom, brother, and dad in it, but I don't remember it. There's a lot of those going on. Yeah, all these attacks on your throat. Thank you. Yeah, I do feel a lot better. Way better than I did Tuesday, going in, even all of Wednesday and Thursday. I missed Monday, Tuesday, off work of my other job with that huge migraine that just, it was intense. It was so intense Friday that I literally vomited when we got home from basketball. I couldn't, just that, and just trying to, I was already kind of on like overload from just all the sports that week, and everything just came to a crash when I got home, that I just I laid on the bathroom floor just like after I vomited. And then I like the intense pain just that starts at this back joint here on my neck. I just got in the shower and I put it on the like really, I have one of those shower heads you can turn, and I put it on the really like hard pounding setting and just let it pound on that point, and it took the edge off to where I was able to fall asleep. And that's the worst it got, but it didn't get much better than me taking the edge off. All the way through Wednesday, it was still hanging around, but it was more kind of downgraded to about a headache about Wednesday, and then of course the sore throat. So I missed work, my other job, Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. And of course I missed a live stream here because I would have had to have done it after my other job. So I'm like, playing catch up, and I have a bunch of candle orders I need to get out that were supposed to go out last weekend. If we're going to be real honest, I was going to get them all finished up. They're ready as far as the candles are made. I just need to, there's my throat doing its thing. I do need to put it, you know, all this stuff on top, and they've been on my altar, so like they're charged up, ready to go. I just need to make them pretty, get them all packaged up for the, yeah, my friend Jessa, she's so sweet. She's got a lot of friends, and a lot of us have birthdays like from pretty much March through like May. And she will always order from her friend group. Like that, she's got a lot of witchy friends, so she'll order candles from me for her friends, or readings from me for her friends. And then she's got an astrologer friend, and her friend Chris. This was her present to me. Jessa's present to me from Chris's shop. So this, and I use this all the time, like best birthday gift ever. And this year she got me a reading with her astrologer, Sasha, which I don't have her details off the top of my head. But if anyone's wanting to know, I think she does, well, she for sure does Western astrology, but I think she also will do Vedic or whatever, numerology. I think she does all sorts of stuff. But yeah, my friend Jess is so sweet. So she ordered like 4 or 5 different friends' candles. And of course, Jessa's birthday was right there, smack dab in the middle. So there must be something about the astrology for Jessa to have friends that are born from like March to May, something with her astrology. She's got a lot of friends who have like Pisces, Aries, Taurus, maybe even Gemini. Yeah, Gemini placements. It's so fun. I'm just out here spilling all Jessa's tea. But yeah, I gotta get those done. And I had every full intention to like spend all day Saturday, but no, the migraine totally took me out. I was barely able to open my eyes, let alone come downstairs and make a meal. So but I'm feeling much better now, and when this whole respiratory attack goes away, hopefully, I mean, I've been doing all of the detox things, all of my supplements, vitamins, eating as clean as I can. I mean, we're in baseball season, so there are a few nights that I'm not eating the way I want to. And I know that me lowering that standard has allowed that psychic attack to come in. So like I'm being even more diligent. There was one other thing I was gonna do. Oh, I noticed like pain in my ear, like inside my left ear, and I'm like, well, I better start the oregano oil. Any kind of infection or anything that's trying to take root, not today, not tomorrow, and not the next day, not happening. Yeah, so we're gonna get into our cosmic question after I catch up on everybody's comments. Oh, you feel your body is jelly and my heart is thumping in my chest. Oh my gosh, the anxiety too. Not even like when I tune into the anxiety, I'm like, it's not even my like really busy sports life after I pick the kids up from school. It's just this generalized collective anxiety that I'm picking up off of like the people I've been hanging around are like sports parents, the kids that are playing baseball or basketball or soccer or whatever. I'm just picking up like their stress levels too, and just the heartbeat of the earth. Like there's a lot of stress, a lot of anxiety, a lot of just unsure, like what's gonna happen next? When's the other shoe gonna drop? Things are kind of crazy out there. I've purposely completely avoided any kind of news cycle. So I don't even know what's going on in the news, and that's fine. I'm cool with that. Like the longer I can go without knowing the next headline, the better, in my opinion. Like I don't even care. I don't need to know. I mean, I care. I obviously care if something bad happened. I have compassion. I have empathy, but do I really need to, when there's nothing I can do about it, sit and dwell on it? No. The answer is probably no. Marlene's here. Hello, hey. Divine Timing, welcome. Yeah. Hello. Sorry, that was so extreme. I understand the pain. It was like that over the weekend. Also, you are better on your orders than me. No. Oh my gosh. Versha showed me a picture of all the birthday stuff. Well, it's gonna be birthday stuff that she's been working on for me, that she's gonna send. And oh my gosh, I think I could show you the picture, but I think I'm gonna wait till they come in. I want to like give each piece its moment, and I know my camera and lighting situation isn't even gonna do it justice. But these are amazing. I can't wait to show you guys. She's just so talented. Thank you so much for that. And I'm going to try to get her candles out before her birthday, which is in May. So we're going to do it. Yes. Yeah. Oh, you have issues with your ears a lot and so tired all the time. Yeah, mine feel like I'm underwater or like I'm clogged or like I can't pop my ears. And I know people will get that feeling like on an airplane. I've only been on an airplane twice. Once from Spokane to Seattle, and then a week later from Seattle back to Spokane. It was like a 35-minute flight, if that. So I am not well versed in being someone like a frequent flyer at all. And that was back in 1997. Fun fact though, that weekend that I was in Seattle, my book that started as the book I'm writing set in Libby takes place during that week. Even though I wasn't in Libby, I'm writing about a big event that happened in town. Not like writing about the event, but the event takes a pretty central location at like the climax scene in my book that inspired me. And it was devastating to me, this event that happened. It was a microburst, if anyone knows what that is. Over 100-mile-an-hour winds. It wasn't a tornado. Like the wind was just everywhere. And my beloved, you guys know I talk about this tree all the time. The tree I grew up with in my childhood yard, the weeping willow tree, suffered some damage. And of course, this was in 1997. So my mom couldn't like real quickly, take a picture and text it to me to let me see the level of damage. But the way she described it, like my whole like heart sunk to my feet. I was bawling and just like inconsolable for a while because I'm like, my tree, it's dead, it's gone, it's never gonna recover. I get home and yeah, the damage was pretty intense, but where like the little three-way fork, that there were three little, not little, they were pretty significant, like twigs, or not twigs, branches, big, solid. I mean, the smallest one was probably about that big around, and then the bigger ones were, big, way up in the tree. That little fork survived, but my path up to the fork did not survive. So after that, it was a little more dangerous for me to get way up in that tree because the way I'd climb it, I had to divert my path, and it was a little more difficult, but I made it work. I mean, I can still follow that original path up the tree from this branch to that branch to that branch in my sleep, like the back of my hand. Oh, memories. But I was devastated. It was so sad. I don't remember how we got talking about that. This has been me lately. I like will start talking about something or thinking about something, and then I'm on this like 40-point tangent away from where I started. I'm like, what? What is happening? Oh no. I'm getting texts. Yeah, it's like emergency, emergency. Oh my gosh. I'm gonna have to address her texts in a bit. But yeah, hopefully you guys are all doing well. Oh, I think we were talking about the ears, the ears. And then I somehow got off on a tangent. I don't remember how we got it. But one thing, if you guys watch Dr. Mandel here on YouTube, one way to kind of unclog, I think it's called the eustachian tubes of your ears. You can grab, let's see, the best way to do this. Okay, grab inside both ears. Pretend you can see this one because it's kind of hidden. Grab inside and kind of pull out and back. And you can even like jut your jaw out, which I already kind of have a jutted jaw, but like that. And then try to open your nostrils or flare your nostrils at the same time. You kind of look like a monkey or kind of funny, but like it works. It opens up the nasal and even the ears to where cutting on, you can pop your ears a little bit. Pop them, pop them. There we go. Then you can feel it all kind of rushing down your throat a little bit. So we'll cleanse that away. Just a little hot tip. Much better. Yeah, my phone is working. And fun fact, I've been taking videos of the kids during their baseball, like when they're up to bat. And I'm already at full space again. So that lasted about this long. At least the actual system function of the phone is still in operation, but it keeps giving me the, you are at, what is it, like cloud space or something? I don't know the thing it gives you, but I'm already getting that message. Storage full, whatever. But the gigabyte usage, I think, is not full yet. But as far as like my photos and stuff, is already saying, you've gone too far. You're way beyond your means here. Traverse back. Yeah, it's a whole thing. But I plan, again, now that I'm feeling better, and hopefully when I get some time this weekend or maybe sometime next week, I'm just like white knuckling it, trying to get to May at this point because, well, after May 2nd, basketball will be over. So that's at least a Friday night that I'll have free to not have a sport. And there's no baseball practice or soccer practice or anything going on a Friday. So I'll at least have a Friday and a Saturday that we don't have a sport or a practice. But Sunday through Thursday, it starts with soccer games. Our first one will be this Sunday, and that'll last for it'll be 7 weeks, but 6 games. There's a week skipped in there for tournaments or something. And then basketball will end on May 2nd, which is not this Friday today, but next Friday. And then baseball will go through June, like that second week of June. So if I can get to May 2nd, well, after May 2nd, like that following week, I'll feel pretty good. Like I got a handle on some stuff. We'll get this going. We'll figure it out. But then pretty much a month after that, school's out for summer. School's out for summer. And I'm like, I need to catch my breath. Like, I am not able to rest in this divine feminine receiving energy vibe because I'm just go, go, go. And I'm trying to figure out a more balanced approach to life. But for now, this is the season we're in with all the sports, and I'm here for it. So I'm trying to maybe dial back my work schedule during the day to where if I do need to take a nap, I can do that. If I do need to just like do some meditations or a journey or go walk or sit in my backyard, I can do that. I'm trying to be flexible, at least during the day when the kids are at school. So I'm trying to balance that out a little bit. So Katie's at work, but we'll watch the live stream later. Have a good day. Yes, you have a good day too, Katie. Absolutely. Yes. Hello, S Virgo. Welcome. Okay, well, I think we are 20 minutes in. I want to keep this under an hour, so let's get going. We are doing a Cosmic Question Corner. If you're new here, you don't know what we're doing. We have some questions that people just wanted to know the answer to. These could be current event things, systems of the way the universe works, the matrix, the afterlife, like whatever. Any interesting topic that we will. I don't know that we're going to do a call for one today, but we have at least 9, maybe 10 different questions in here of various topics. A lot of them maybe even having to do with AI, the matrix, soul contracts, these kind of things. I know there's some questions like that in here. So let's just pull one, and then we're going to do a reading on whatever the question is and just see, setting our intention to get the truest, purest, most untainted information we can get, because that's one thing I've noticed lately, especially with my other job, where when people are asking questions to get, some guidance or advice or, wisdom from spirit, I'm seeing a lot of interference. And I'm not to say these people are below us or anything like that. Not at all. But in general, a lot of the people that I get calls from in my other job are very much enmeshed in 3D. Yes, they do believe in, psychic and spiritual stuff, but a lot of them are very much playing the Matrix game. And I notice when I try to tune in to things for their love life or, whatever's going on, that there's a lot of divergence and interference coming in with them. I do not notice that as much here, which you would think it'd be the other way around, but this is a big indication to me that actually the veil is thinning, that where maybe these powers that were, as I like to call them, once had this cap like on our soul star chakra or our crown chakra that we couldn't really reach. I see that it takes them too much energy, which is a very precious resource to them, because they're not connected to source, so they can't self-generate energy the way someone with a true spirit can. So they can't expend these. This is just downloads that I got as to why the discrepancy, why the difference. These AI, these archons, whatever you want to call the people that control the people that control the people on this planet, or perceived control, because are we really controlled? Or have we just thought that that's what's going on? Like, I mean, we could get in the rabbit hole. Maybe that could be one of our cosmic questions. But it takes them so much energy that they have to expend, that they then have to siphon from everybody to try to cap or keep people from reaching higher awareness, higher answers than they once did, even a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago, around 2012, when things really got more difficult for them and where they were really feeling crunched up against the wall. And what I'm seeing, I've never seen any of the Star Wars movies, but I know I've seen this scene as like a meme where I know Princess Leia was in the scene and someone else, a couple others, maybe Han Solo. I don't know. Those of you that have seen the movie, maybe you can tell me, where the walls are like closing in on them. And I think there's a bunch of stuff like on the ground, like almost like a trash compactor is what it reminds me of. And again, because I haven't seen the movie, I don't know what's going on or why it's happening. I'm just checking on my insights there. But that's where they've been, especially since around 2012 when I tune in. Even before that, around 1987 was another really big date where they were starting to lose control. But anyway, we're getting into cosmic question stuff before even getting into cosmic question stuff. So let's see what topic at hand we're going to express today or find some information on. Okay. Not looking. Okay. I think I got one. Well, I know I got at least one, but okay. So this was put in by Versha, or Amber 9in, as she used to be called here. Are reptilians people among us dressed? This is so much what we were talking about. The controllers that controls. Okay. This is so in alignment. I love this. Okay. Are reptilian people among us dressed as normal people, just like NPCs and spiritual people? Okay. So you're asking specifically about reptilian lineage or DNA. And one thing that's already coming in is the fact that somehow enmeshed in the human DNA, even if it's just a tiny bit, there is some reptilian DNA. And I just heard reptilian brain, and I heard brain stem. And I am no biology genius or anything, but it's showing me, like in my mind's eye, like the brain stem going up into the reptilian brain, wherever that's located on the brain. For some reason, I'm wanting to say it's at the back, kind of by the brain stem. I could be wrong. Let me Google that just to see, because that's what I'm seeing in my mind's eye. If it's not the reptilian brain, it's that part of the brain. And of course, also the reptilian brain. But let's see. Reptilian area of the brain. Let's just see where that's located. Okay. O'Reilly's Auto Parts. Oh my gosh. You guys. So the brain stem is what goes down. Look, the reptilian brain's right there at the back. Because I would see, or yeah, like, I think, yeah, because that's like, I mean, it's at what we'd consider the back of the brain, but not, yeah. You see where reptilians point to this almost like sac or egg, well, this way, go back. This little egg-shaped thing. Wow. Oh, when our bodies were constructed. Okay, well, that makes sense as to why that's coming up. So, yes, we all got a little bit going on for DNA reasons. There's something going on. But as far as like full-blown, like reptilian races, let's pull some cards. Let's see what's going on with that. I also want to go to the White Newman Tarot for Cosmic Question Corner. Would be nothing without the White Newman Tarot. And I don't use this deck often, but when I do, boy, does it hit. I'm actually hearing start with the, oh gosh, Third Eye Tarot, I think. I got the box here. Wake Me Up Tarot. Why I said Third Eye because the box has a lady with the third eye. Wake Me Up Tarot. So we're going to start with this. Okay, so our reptilian people, as far as like, let's just say at least 50% of their DNA would be reptilian or more. Our 50% or more reptilian percentage DNA people walking among us dressed as normal people, just like NPCs or spiritual people. Yeah. And it may be people who would surprise you. And I'm also hearing, just because a reptilian does not mean that they are bad. So take with that what you will. But as far as like the nefarious, when you think reptilian, you think, oh my gosh, they're the ones that have, done all the bad stuff here. Let's tune into the energy of the ones who mean this planet harm or control or to overtake or to be parasitic in some way. Let's tune into those, if those types of reptilian people. Yes, but oh my gosh, this is crazy. The downloads that I got hit with like 4 or 5 different downloads all at once. They're not able to hold it together. Their masks are slipping. And there is this thing going around where they're calling it demon face or something like that, but they're trying to blame the person that sees it as like, oh, you have a neurological disorder that you like will randomly see people with demonic looking faces. No, you're actually seeing through the mask or the veil. Their veil is slipped, and I'm gonna pull a card just to see if they can recover this. But I mean, would you be able to drink out of a cup that's that damaged? I'm hearing no. I mean, you may be able to hold it, get your super glue out, get it back together, but it's never gonna be the way that it once was. And with those with the eyes to see, ears to hear, all tuned in and have any bit of their intuition online in any way, you're going to be able to feel them, sense them, see them, hear them differently. And again, this is not like, oh, our race is better than your race. This more goes in alignment with who's in alignment with true spirit, who's in alignment with the matrix. So that's how we're separating the haves and the have-nots here. Not like, oh, this race is better than that race. No. Not because that they are reptilian that's the case. It's because the matrix is collapsing. So their masks are slipping. The facades are crumbling. That's why. Yeah, masks are slipping pretty epically, actually, right? I mean, I don't try to look at the news, and I don't encourage you guys to either, but just look at some of the stuff that's going around. I mean, again, did not purposely tune into this, but it's been all over everywhere about the Katy Perry and the others going into space and how the door opened the wrong way into the vessel they were in, and way before, and then they were on a live feed and the lady goes over to the door and she's like, oh, nothing to see here. And then Jeff Bezos comes over with the tool to like get the door open. But there was no, like, there were people who were way more scientifically in the know than I am, that I saw just this little tiny reel on Facebook or whatever Facebook's shorts are called. I think they're called reels. And I was just going on there to do my academy work. So these things will find you even if you're not trying to search them out. Everybody and their mother is like, that wasn't real. There's no way that wasn't real. Like, and before, like, there would be people that are like, no, it's all real. It's all real. Like, if the news said it, it's real. But even people that once believed that way are like, wait a second, that doesn't add up with the science that I think I know. What's going on here? This is going to only benefit us. So the fact that, yes, we've answered the question. Absolutely. They are among us, as they say. But I'm hearing that's not the only race. I'm hearing and each of these different races, there are, good spirits incarnated in some of these vessels. So even if the mask slips and you see, oh, that's a reptilian or that's a whatever, that doesn't necessarily mean that they themselves, the spirit, if there is one inhabiting that vessel, is tainted or, not of source. I would say, though, I'm getting a percentage of 95% where the masks are slipping are either just AI, empty vessels, NPCs. They don't have a spark of the creator is what I'm getting. But then there's that other 5% that masks are slipping, but you can still feel their light in some way to where even if your eyes are seeing one thing, you can feel that it's not bad. And what I'm getting, though, is no one on this live stream or that will watch. Let me just make sure that we'll watch. Yeah, no, like hardly anyone watches us here. So I'm getting that there's no one that you consider a friend, a family member, a significant other. There's nobody that is considered what we're talking about here in your life, as far as someone that you would want to remain in your life. I am getting that 35%, that's percentages coming through, know somebody who is among us, walking among us with no real spark of spirit, but they're not someone you really care for anyway. They're someone you maybe cross paths with or someone you know of. And of course, a lot of the celebrities, I'm getting 65. Wow, that's actually kind of a low number. 65% of celebrities are what we would consider a different type or race walking among us under the veil of humanity, like with a human cloak over them. So that leaves 35% that are of true spirit. That's cool. That's good. It's good to know some of them are of true spirit out there. Very cool. But yeah, 65%, which is the majority. I would have expected, just thinking with my mind, that it would have been a much higher, but that's cool. I'll take 35%. Okay, so we have 10 of cups. So when you turn a cup upside down, what happens? Everything spills out. Their house of cards is crumbling. Their house of cards is crumbling. And the ship will be righted, is what I'm hearing, as far as like the true organic original spirits that would inhabit this realm. Not that it'll be the realm that we know, though. As far as the collapse of the Matrix, it'll go back to an original origin point, if that makes sense. Let's just see if there's anything else we need to know about this fact. Anything at all? Anything else we need to know about this fact that, yes, reptilians walk among us cloaked as humans? Is there anything we need to know going into the future now that we know this? Anything else watching now in the replay? Okay. This, I'm seeing like a shapeshifter, and I'm not seeing this like, oh, there's like werewolves and vampires and like that. Not like, how do I even say? Energetically speaking, what I'm seeing is the people with the true spirit can shift two timelines or almost read the energy of a room and shift it to something that's actually going to benefit rather than be something non-beneficial. That's what I mean by shape-shifting. Like shape-shifting the timelines, the energy, your own vibe to create a reality that's much more in alignment with true spirit than this collapsing, falling matrix or any races that are associated with keeping us dumbed down or stuck in some way. And what I'm also seeing with this card is upgrades to DNA. And I know that's not at all part of your question, but I think we answered the question pretty quickly. And I want to just see. I want to just see what those of us watching, and we didn't even use the White Newman Tarot, which we need to. We need to. Those of us watching now and on the replay, what do we need to know about the original blueprint of our DNA coming back online? Because this is something that's been kind of at top of mind for me the past little while anyway, and I want to get some more information. So we're going to kind of make this a 2-for-1 extra added bonus question of what do we need to know about our original blueprint of untainted DNA coming back online. So this is kind of a 2-for-1 cosmic question day. Hello, Kirsten. Welcome. Oh my God, you said shapeshifter, and I had an image of an owner of a car company who was also involved in the government. Probably. Now, there's no accident. When I knew I needed to use the White Newman Tarot, and I get a card that is exclusive to the White Newman Tarot, the White Newman card. Okay, and because I know this is good. I know this is a good card and a positive card, but I actually want to go... There it is. I'm going to find the box, and I'm going to read what this card represents, because we're asking about what do we need to know about our original blueprint. This is good. You guys, this is amazing. I already know. I'm getting chills. Let me get the box, though. We're going to get the real tea here, because we're going to read from the book what's going on. Okay. And I love this little hardcover book. It's just so fancy. Okay. So I know they're at the back of the book for sure. Okay. So here it is, the White Newman. We're going to read the card. We could not have gotten a more perfect card. Okay, remember what I said, tuning back into the original design of our blueprint, of the DNA that before it was tainted and messed with. So the key words of the White Newman card: creation, starting point, divine inspiration, and I also heard divine intervention. Oh my gosh. This is good, you guys. The God's Father runs free across the virgin Earth's plains. Well, a virgin Earth is one free of toxins and chemicals and hijacking, right? Okay, I'm going to read that again. This is powerful. The God's Father runs free across the virgin Earth's plains. In apparent weightlessness, remember, we're shedding density. Oh my God. Just like the bison in the ancient cave paintings, it traverses the world, making sure that all of creation is in order. And boy, is it not in order. It is very disordered right now. So our own, think of it. The God's Father runs free across the virgin Earth's plains. That can almost be the blood running through our veins, the cells, the DNA, the genes that are contained in the information of each of our individual vessels. And the God's Father, in apparent weightlessness, just like the bison in the ancient cave paintings, traverses the world, or our body, making sure that all of creation is in order. We're getting reordered back to what we originally were made for. Above him, dimensions open, and the power of the sun glows between his horns. The bronze stars and the bird guide him as the morning breaks. The White Newman symbolizes creation through action. And when I read that just now, I'm seeing someone dancing, moving. Not like this, like high intensity interval training, unless that's something you're into, then of course go for it. But I'm seeing almost this Mars energy, like the energy, because it's going to take a lot we're basically upgrading our computer and our hardware, our software, and all the wires and motherboards and circuits. We're replacing that, or going to a superior, not an inferior, because we've been dumbed down to an inferior way of being. So we are going back to the superior natural order of things. And to do that is going to take a lot of power, energy, for sure. But there may be times where you have this influx of energy to where you're going to need to move your body, even if it's just walking or dancing, biking, any kind of swimming, any kind of movement activity. But I'm hearing and I'm sorry if you can hear my dogs. They are my little alarm system. So it's like, oh, there's a fire. I said alarm systems and I saw some smoke. Let me just show you guys. All of this is relevant to our reading. I don't know how yet, but we're going to put it all together. They're barking at dogs or people walking by, most likely. Nothing to do with this fire, but there's a fire out there in the mountain. Did you see it? I did not notice that until just now. Interesting. Okay. Wow. Okay. Wow. We're going all sorts of tangents with this. So, the white Newman symbolizes creation through action, movement, taking action, especially if you're like, oh, I need to do this thing, but then you're like, oh, well, what if, or take action. If you feel that intuitive nudge to take action, even if it doesn't make sense to you, take action. Okay, so the white Newman symbolizes creation through action. The perfect and divinely inspired. I didn't even read that part yet, but there it is. When you get that intuition, you take that action. The perfect and divinely inspired path resulting from movement and momentum. Act, innovate, and make the world anew. And even if your action that day is, I need to literally lay in bed and do nothing, take that inspired action. Wow. Okay. Anything else we need to know? I mean, this really just answered it very succinctly. Let's just see if there's any details or advice as we move through this time of, I'm hearing reintegration, the Eight of Cups. Yeah, we're going to have to walk away from a lot of habits, a lot of ways of being. And I just heard culture, cult, heavy on the cult. Walking away from the cults of society, the culture of different religions, different systems, different ways that you maybe operate and make money. There's going to be a lot of that, a lot of walking away and cutting your losses with certain people, certain situations. It's not always going to be easy. Let's see anything else we need to know. But look at all the support she has around her. Specifically from the water beings or water itself. I'm hearing dolphins. I heard koi fish, whales, seals, interestingly enough. There's some important thing with seals. Not like seal, like I'm going to put a seal on your energy, but like the animal seals. Maybe even something coming up in the news about seals. But that's very interesting because they can be on land and in water. And selkies, there's something about selkies, like they take on the shape of a seal, but then they can be shapeshifter. I have chills. Oh my God. See, like I told you, I'm figuring this out right along with you guys. Like I don't even know what's coming through until it comes through. I have chills. I'm hearing, yes, we, as our DNA goes back to the original blueprint, there is something with us. Look at her. She's part human, part fish. So some people may have like mer qualities or selkie, siren, but again, not in these negative ways or contexts that they've put as these are bad creatures or bad creations. Some of these were actually original creations that were then like bastardized or given bad propaganda through myth and legend to be something to be feared. That way, if anyone ever came into contact with something like this, and I'm seeing now the Loch Ness Monster, that there is an interdimensional being. It feels very much like a water serpent or more dragon-like, though, is what's coming through. That is actually acting as an anchor of protection. And I'm hearing in a place that's seen a lot of bloodshed. But as the veil thins and things are happening, we're going to be hearing something about seals, the animals, maybe potentially something about specifically Loch Ness Monster, other kind of like sea monsters or fish or just weird, weird meaning like unknown to us species coming out of the depths or washed up on some shore. Whales themselves, I'm seeing, this is very interesting. I just heard husk. So yes, there is a really divine intelligence and consciousness in a lot of whale bodies, but what you're seeing as like these mass die-offs of whales, dolphins, fish, they're showing me, yes, there was in certain fish, not all fish is what I'm hearing, but they're showing me this like intelligence that is, it's almost like it's incarnating or using the body without having to fully anchor into the body. And I'm getting like a lot of vibrations in my nose right now. It's almost feels itchy because it's like vibrating. What is happening? Maybe it's part of our upgrades, you guys. Oh my gosh, I feel weird just sitting here itching my nose. Um, I just heard the nose. Something about magnetics leading the way. It's something that you can't really see unless you really focus on it. Like, you probably look ridiculous, like cross-eyed looking at my nose. But I mean, if you really focus on it, you can see it. But like, it mostly just blends into the background. You don't see it, or it's not like in your awareness until you're aware of it. Then everywhere you look, you can see it. um, very interesting. I don't know that all of this needs to be put together like a puzzle, but the other card that came out was the Two of Cups. And this really does feel like the 2 strands of DNA is going to back up and make room for more. That's what I'm hearing with this. But also the people who are very much soul family, soulmate, all that, you're gonna start to really connect with these people even deeper. And the people that just aren't it for you are gonna start fading away as far as, spirit connection goes. Okay. What else do we need to know about this DNA? These 2 strands backing up to make room for more. What do we need to know about that? Fell right into my lap. Ooh, for a 3rd strand. And this is crazy because this is something that Ola Wolney talks about. I probably can't spill too much tea because it's a paid webinar. But she basically talks about the maiden, the mother of the crone, or the 2 strands of DNA. In the ancient times, the women would paint their hair or be depicted as red-haired, and then they would braid it, in 3 strands. Well, we have 2 strands, but this is a much more solid structure, a 3 braided structure, than just the 2. So there's a 3rd strand coming in. Not to say, oh, it's only like 3 strands of DNA, but there's something with this 3rd strand that's activated to act as oh, I have chills. That is acting as the foundational structure that's been missing, that's going to unlock everything else. And that when that point happens in your DNA, it's going to be like almost like pole shift, like 2 magnets. You're holding them apart, and they can relatively stay apart until they reach kind of that point of no return or event horizon almost of a black hole where they just snap together. Not apart again, but snap together. And then they're locked and loaded. There's nothing that's going to pull those apart. But this is a good thing because this is our original blueprint. There's nothing, no interference, no hijacking that's going to be able to pull that apart again. Wow. I did not know any of this, you guys. This is all just coming through right now, and I'm just so excited. Wow. Oh my gosh. Okay. And this is going to be something, okay. I just heard haves and have-nots again, between the haves and the have-nots. So there may be a few people when this happens to them that are kind of, it's happening before other people. And that could very well, let me just tune in to see who this will be. That very well could be people like us who are, more awakened than most and, trying to live in alignment and do the right things and eat what we think is the right thing. Yes. Okay. Yes. So there are a lot of us. It's not just 1 or 2 people, like one guru or one saint out there. No, it's a lot of us that have been held in this stasis that will all kind of come online, or it's all going to happen for us, like that wave of people. I almost hate to say wave because it sounds like, oh, the waves of volunteers, Dolores Cannon. I'm just watching this fire burn or the smoke rise from this fire. Sometimes they have prescribed burns. That could be what this is, where they go in and purposely burn it so that it doesn't become an issue in the summer and then have a big fire. That's intuitively what I feel this is. Or at the very least, whatever's going on out there is supported by Mother Nature. So we're okay. It's good. That's what I'm getting. Yeah, let me catch up on some of your comments and then we'll get back into this. These are the guardians of water, like elephants are the guardians of the earth. Yes, yes. And then the crystalline consciousness coming in and activating the body. That dragon-type monster being is also the guardian of one of the nakshatras that Jupiter or Saturn. Oh, yes, Uttara Bhadrapada nakshatra. Because it also represents the back legs of the funeral cot, because my Venus is in Purva Bhadrapada, the one right before it, the front legs of the funeral cot. And one of the deadliest stars out there called Sheet, piece of sheet, is exactly conjunct my Venus. Lucky me, guys. And Venus is my ascendant ruler. So, but with, and Princess Diana also had a prominent placement at Sheet as well that was really hard for her. Obviously, the life she lived and all the craziness she probably witnessed. But with the really heavy bad nakshatra, usually on the flip side coin of that is some really amazing stuff you can tap into as well. Yeah, it's a pretty intense fixed star Sheet, but whew, we're here for it, right? We're here to break it all down. Where we were once held, and it's almost like this strand. It's like we have access to it. It's just remembering. And it's not like we have to go into our mind and try to disassemble things and try to, it's more, and this is something I was actually planned to talk about today, but we're going to do it next Wednesday because I want to do the cosmic question. And of course, we all got pushed back a live stream because I was not here Wednesday. We're going to do the cosmic question Wednesday, but in divine timing, there's probably a reason. None of this may have come out if we did it Wednesday. Who knows? Who knows what was going to happen? But I plan to talk about these kind of healing journeys we've all been on, and us basically just healing and just spinning our wheels. I had a huge epiphany. I mean, it's something I've already talked about. It's not even like it's new information, but I have a deeper level of understanding to it now, where instead of healing, we're peeling. But we're going to get more into that on Wednesday, because I really want to take time, because I want to almost create like a webinar free for you guys that is something you can utilize. As not that this isn't what that is too, but if I try to cram too much into one thing, it kind of almost just gets convoluted and like watered down, because someone's going to maybe see the thumbnail or title of this and never click on it. And maybe if we make it its own thing, maybe somehow the algorithm gods will be shining upon us, and whoever needs that information will find it. But I digress. So it's like we have access to it now. We just need to remember how to tap in. And it's, again, not remembering from our brain, but from our heart, from our womb. And I'm hearing again, yes, the divine feminine is definitely going to be leading the charge. Look at all these female, well, there's a masculine figure here as the hanged man, but look at all this feminine energy. And with the white Newman, it is a bull, and that's Taurus. We are not in Taurus season as far as Vedic astrology goes, but I'm hearing once we hit into Taurus season, and I'm also seeing the bull as that statue that's outside the New York Stock Exchange, I do believe. Don't quote me on that. I've never been someone who's invested in stocks. My husband does that kind of stuff, but I don't know anything about it. But I'm seeing like that, it's like a bronze or a golden bull or something. And I know in other stories or history, there's something about a golden bull. Maybe even in the Bible. I don't know. I'm just gonna Google golden. I know this is a white bull, which we'll maybe look that up too, but I'm hearing to look up golden bull to maybe spark something here. Okay, golden bull worship. And I just heard to Google worship with it. Oops, I don't want to tack that onto my previous search. I want to have its own search. Golden bull worship. Okay, golden calf. The worship of the golden bull, as described in the Bible, is a story of idolatry, which like idolizing something, like what we do with all these celebrities. I mean, like the collective we, not like you guys and me are doing that, but the collective, like celebrity worship much. Yeah. And apostasy that occurred during the Israelites' journey out of Egypt. It depicts the people impatient for Moses' return with the tablets. I'm already getting downloads. With the tablets of the law, asking Aaron, Moses' brother, to create a golden calf idol to worship in his absence. The act of idolatry, I'm probably butchering that, idol worship, we'll just say, is seen to be a rejection of the God they had been led to believe in. God of the Matrix, probably. The Aldebaoth, the demiurge, whatever the God of the Bible is, seen as a rejection of God that they had been led to believe, a supreme act of rebellion against the covenant they had made with God, or this false matrix. Not to say we have to go find something to worship. That is not how I'm interpreting this at all. And I am seeing something. Okay, this is why I'm glad I was led to Google that, because it unlocks downloads. Sometimes me just reading, and this happens when I write too. I'll just be reading something that has nothing to do with the book, not even the same type of genre of book I'm writing as the book I'm reading, and I will get downloads for my own book as I'm reading someone else's words. I don't know what it is. I think there are hidden codes in the alphabet. I mean, spelling, there are spells, magic, grammar, grimoire, that's where the word comes from. Book of spells. So what I'm seeing is there may be some event actually energetically. I'm seeing this is already going on in Israel right now. And that may be a trigger word for this algorithm. So we'll call it capital I, that place. And this, obviously the story we're getting in the news or, whatever, is not at all near what's actually going on in that area. Why all the fight? Why the how many thousands years war that have been going on in that area? Why? You got to ask why. I'm hearing energy hijack point. Well, what are our chakras that have been placed as seals, not the animals, but like something to seal off our energy from flowing from source? And they also can come in and use those almost as like hooks to hook in our energy and siphon to power this matrix grid. What I'm seeing though is there's a vortex, there's a naturally occurring in alignment with the original blueprint of this place that they are siphoning energy from, but that source somehow has gone from this like fire hose down to a drip. And that's another reason that they are like very desperate. Now we're tuning into the capital I place that I said earlier. All right, what is actually going on? How have they been cut off from that source, and why are they still there? What are they scrambling to do? Because I'm seeing them scrambling around like you pour water on an anthill, is what I'm seeing. Water on an anthill. All the snakes are coming out of the pit. They're like all over the place. Wow. This is quick. This is fast moving. They're scattering. Eight of Wands is about news. It's about purpose. It's about travel. They have been cut off. What have they been cut off from? I'm hearing major ley lines, again, energy hijack points or earth chakras, whatever we want to call those. Yeah, reptilians, absolutely. It's been, oh my gosh. Okay. I don't know anything about the geography of Israel. Like if someone told me, where's my globe? Someone told me to point it out on a map, like gun to my head. I don't know that I could do it if it wasn't labeled. So let me, but I'm going to grab the globe. So we'll look at it. It's right over there. But what I'm seeing is they're in a countdown. We go from the 8 to the 7. And these, I'm seeing this almost as like desert sand beneath them there. So they're being needed to scatter. And there may, okay, so what I'm getting, if this place, because I'm seeing desert sand is where like Israel's very more desert environment, steppe environment, not like oceanfront environment. But it once was like ocean environment or ocean, like it maybe had at one point been underwater is what I'm seeing before one pole shift or another. But there's still like an echo or reverberation of an original water world in that area that is being at least energetically returned to its original source. And eventually it will return there in what we would consider like our reality. It will. Wow, we're going deep, you guys. I love Cosmic Question Corner. Let me grab the globe and we'll just kind of look at it. It's stuck. Okay. It's dusty, so stand by. Let me try to locate it. Again, like I said, I don't know where it is. Okay, so it's probably somewhere in here. I should probably just Google it, right? Because that's what I do. Israel. Found it. So it is part of the Mediterranean Sea here, but what I was seeing is that this whole, it's very small on this. this was once underwater is what I'm seeing. But let's tune in specifically. So again, because I don't watch the news, care to know what they're even fighting about over there this week. I don't know. And I my heart goes out to the people who live there and have to deal with this crap. But as far as me reading the news and knowing what like the news talking points or agenda or narrative is, I don't know. I don't even know. Okay. So this is Israel. And what I'm seeing is where the Dead Sea is here. See that? I'm seeing, well, you're just seeing my finger. And I probably have potting soil under all my nails because I've been repotting plants and messing around with my plants. But anyway, I digress. So I'm seeing that there was no, like this is the water line that it used to be. Like all of this, oops. Probably just click on that, make it bigger. Oh yeah, now we can see better. Okay. So I know I hear a lot about Gaza Strip, which is, up here. But I'm seeing like a line being drawn like this. Let me just Google. Again, I have my phone in my hand and I put it down to get my phone. Okay. I'm going to Google what is currently, because this is very super relevant for some reason to our DNA upgrading. That's why all this is coming about. And even I don't know how all these pieces go together. Currently, in capital I place. Okay. Not images. I need to go to just news. What is the current conflict in Israel? That's what I'm trying to see. Okay. And of course, it's Palestine that's in conflict, which I don't even know where that is in relation to Israel. This is how not geographic I am. Okay. I don't even want to go to CNN's website. Al Jazeera. 45 have been killed in the latest attack, fun times, on civilian shelters in Gaza. Updates on the war on Gaza attacks occupied West Bank. Okay. Okay, let me just ask maybe Chat GPT because I don't know. I don't know. I just want like the dumbed down, quick headline version, like what's going on over there. Or at least according to the narrative, because I know what's actually going on over there is completely different than the narrative, but I want to see what they're trying to tell us is going on. Okay, come on, let me go. I don't want to download anything. I just want to check it out. Okay. Dumbed down version of what is going on in capital I. Okay. Simplified version of what's going on. War with Hamas. Hamas is a militant group based in Gaza, launched a surprise attack on Israel, killing many. Okay, we kind of did read about that. Hostage situation. Okay, so what is the long-term reason for war in capital I? Or at least the one they're giving us anyway. So two groups, one land. Both Jews, Israelites, and Palestinian Arabs believe they have the right to live in the same area, mainly Israel and West Bank and Gaza. Jews see it as their ancient Holy Land, especially after the Holocaust. Palestinians have lived there for generations. Okay, so it's basically two races or, what's the word? Like different genetics trying to claim the same land. I mean, it's like exactly on, that's like a micro of the macro of what we're dealing with. See, I didn't even realize. I knew there was Israelites, Palestinians. I knew that, but I didn't know why. They're both trying to claim this realm simultaneously. Well, who do you think is going to win? Not in that. Who cares? I mean, not who cares. I care about the people, the civilians that have no idea why. I care about them. But as far as the agenda I don't care about their agenda they're trying to play out. But what I see is who's going to win? The one with all the power. And the ones with the true power is Source. Because to get any amount of power, these NPCs, AIs, whatever, reptilians, whatever we want to call them, Archons, Dracos, whatever we want to call them, they need our power. They need to siphon our power or have us give it away to them in order to have any power. Okay, wow, okay. We've come full circle. Oh, yes, there's a bull there. Oh, the bull in Indian mythology. Oh, the ride of Lord Shiva. That's right. Oh, let me go back and catch up on some comments. Yeah. Yeah, the braids, our own light coming online. That's super beautiful, says Kalite. Yes. Hello, Kalite, by the way. For sure, today in the live call with Carrie, I saw a weeping version of me, just separate from me and desolate in the cosmic light, and I had no intention to heal. It was an energy activation. Wow. Yeah, the bull in the Indian mythology, rite of Shiva. That's what I remembered from the movie. Angel numbers are nothing but codes to activate our light body, crystalline body. So the codes are there everywhere. Yes. Oh my gosh. Snakes, reptilians. If you look at the map, you see a line drawn exactly where you were pointing it out. Oh, I didn't even notice that. Let me see. Oh, I got to go back. This is so interesting. I could just do this all day, but we probably need to get to the questions because we're already over an hour and I wanted to keep it under an hour, but we have donations. I'm not leaving anyone hanging. I'm too invested in this. This is too much fun for me. I think it's because of my phone screen is cracked. But how funny is that it does kind of see, you can see how my phone screen has a line cracked. It's cracked. I got to replace the little glass screen. But how funny was that? And I just heard a line is being drawn in the sand. Very interesting. Yeah, isn't the same happening? Oh, yeah, I didn't tune in energetically or even like with the news to know what's going on in India, but I know there've been some attacks or maybe threat of war or something. And the only reason I know that is because a couple astrologers, Vedic astrologers I follow, are putting videos out about it. I haven't watched about it though, but I'm sure it's all engineered to get people scared and in fear and up in arms. Again, though, my heart goes out to the people who live there that have to deal with this crap because they don't deserve to have to deal with this. It's just crazy. All right, closing statements, closing arguments, anything else we need to know about our DNA upgrading coming online? Yeah, readings are still open. We haven't even started them yet. We don't have too many. We do have a few, though. We have a few one-card pulls, and then Katie has a full read. So three, or, basically 2 full reads between 3 people, time-wise. So it shouldn't take too long, Michelle, to get to you if you wanted to donate. Okay. Closing statements we need to know about this DNA activating coming online. Any advice, wisdom, guidance? Oh my God. Miss Sovereignty herself popping in to say hello. This is my favorite card in the deck. You guys probably know that by now. Aries sun in Vedic astrology. So I always this is like my potential. I'm not saying this is me, but this is what I see as my potential. And when this card comes up, it comes up so freaking often for me. But when I'm tuning into, my best path to follow, if this card comes out, I know I'm about to level up again. So we're about to level up again, y'all. Back to more sovereignty, more motivation, more inspiration, more ready to just celebrate the reality that we're creating in tandem with the collapse of this matrix and any intuition that we, get. But also she's a feminine archetype. So this is about embodying your feminine energy to become sovereign. Because if you're, wow, that energy of the smoke is really shifting on that fire out there. Look at that. It's now going more that other way. That way. Can you see me? Yeah. But it is about, if you are someone who identifies as female, to try to embody more female or feminine energy than masculine energy. And that doesn't mean you have to, paint your nails and wear pink. That's not the kind of feminine energy we're talking about. We're talking about divine feminine energy of being receptive, being in flow, not forcing nose to the grindstone, having to do all sorts of things that just are out of alignment for you. That's being in your masculine energy. So it all is boiling back to getting in alignment with your feminine energy, because that's where the true alchemy of you awakening and being able to transcend this whole construct lies, is in your biology. As your DNA upgrades, your hormones, your sacred secretions are coming online in such a way. But that's the thing, is we think, oh, what do I need to do? Give me some homework. I love giving homework. I love doing homework. But it's not about what we do. It's how we be. That's what I'm hearing. Slowing down, getting out of the rat race, if that's at all feasible. I know there are single parents and single mothers. I was raised by a single mom, and I know for my mom to be able to step in her feminine energy, she just couldn't most of the time. And if that is your scenario, don't beat yourself up or think you're missing the boat. No, you're just going to go about it in a maybe more difficult way, which my heart goes out to you, because single motherhood is not for the faint of heart. We all have our own path up the mountain, so to speak, of this, whatever we want to call it, ascension, going back to the original blueprint, whatever that looks like specifically. We don't all have to do it one specific way. There's no one size fits all approach to this. There's no one timeline, everybody. Oh, you missed the boat. Guess you're SOL. Can't go on it this round. No, I don't see it that way at all. Because again, time, the structure and illusion of time, is part of the matrix construct. So that's falling away. It's almost like we can operate out of time, especially if we are embodying our feminine energy. If you're a masculine and you have feminines in your life, this is you supporting those feminines so that they can do what their bodies are naturally designed to do. To take stress off of her if you can. That's helpful. Not create more stress for her. But yeah, wow. Powerful, powerful, powerful. All right, let's get into it. This was fun, you guys. Thanks for hanging out with me. And I know the secondary question that this one kind of sparked for me took up more than what we asked here, and I do apologize for that. But for some reason, I just felt compelled to ask about our DNA upgrading, and oh my gosh, did we get some answers on that? But I feel that we fully answered Amber Versha's question. Well, she was Amber 9 in when we wrote this, but yeah. So thanks, you guys. This was fun. Let's get into our regularly scheduled donation portion. I got all the beverages to help with the throat. I put 11 drops of peppermint oil, food grade, get food grade, in my coffee. And it's mushroom coffee. It's not real coffee, it's mushroom coffee. Okay. I just heard about the terrorist picked people to unalive by asking if they were Hindu or Muslim. Oh my gosh. That is so scary. Man. My heart really does go out to people that are just unknowing bystanders. Anyone that's in the mix with this, I mean, they're going to get what they get, I guess. But those who don't want anything to do with this, but they have no choice but to do it because they're there, my heart so goes out to those people. I can't even imagine, my town just being invaded and just that threat, that deep, visceral fear, it just makes me sick. It makes me so sad and just, it's oh. And then you think about it and you're like, well, if I think about it too much, I don't want to manifest it into my reality. It's like, where do we draw a line of giving that compassion for what others are going through without trying to take that on as our own burden? It's like, that's why I try to avoid the news if I can. But, it finds us. And if it finds us, I guess we have the capacity to deal with it, It's better than it being on our doorstep, I guess. But yeah. Yes, all of us are light. Love it. All right, let's get into it. I am going to... So Katie is not here. She's working. We will timestamp for her. I will not forget. I will not forget to timestamp for her. So let's go to those that are here. The first donation that came through for me is Nyla. So Nyla, let me know that you're here. Okay, so okay. Yes. Oh, so I forget if I have to ask a specific question, but I would like to know anything that Source has for me. Yes, you can ask a specific question or just leave it open, whatever you want, and you want to know anything that Source has for you. So we're going to get into it for you. And I might timestamp just in case she had to go. Oh, it is you. It is you. I knew that. I'll still timestamp just so if you want to refer back to this, hun, you can. Love it. I love the name Nyla. That is so pretty. No worries, hun. No worries. Okay, so we're at 1:15:19. And usually on the replay, it's slightly off for some reason, the timing. All right. Anything that Source has for Colite, anything at all. All right. In alignment with her true spirit. Ooh! Third eye awakening. Gifts really amplifying. Big gifts amplifying. And how funny, I never have put this 2 and 2 together with the judgment being the number 20 card, but XX is also the female double X chromosomes for female, right? And then the men are the XY. I think that's right. Yeah. the way that this is kind of a funny way I remember that back in biology days in high school was men have a broken X and then they placed it between their legs. I never have told anyone that, but that's how I remembered. Okay, females are XX and men are X with a, X and then a Y, and then the extra part of the Y went between their legs. Crass, I know. I apologize. Basically, what I'm trying to get to here for you, Colite, is you're really, bringing that feminine energy online and maybe healing the masculine and the wounded masculine, the wounded feminine energy in your family line. It's not even just with you, but like the wounded energies from masculine and feminine, especially the feminine. But a lot of feminines these days are really activating or showing up in the world in their masculine energy just because that's how this world is designed. Yeah, I always thought I was so clever and I was too shy to tell anyone that, especially would never tell my teacher. Like, that's an easy way to remember. I was all about the mnemonic devices back in the day. Oh, my nose is doing that vibrating thing again. Ah, that is so weird. I'm hearing though it's part of the upgrades. So if your nose starts vibrating, not like itching, but vibrating. It was doing that during our reading earlier today too. And I want to say there was something when we were tuning in with the whales and dolphins. And when I'm like, oh, my nose is vibrating, and I'm like, the nose, and I saw like a dolphin's porpoise's like nose, like the top of the, when they open their mouth, the top part of their nose there. I saw that. So I don't know if that's part of how they echolocate or do their communication. I don't even know. Like, what is it in the voice? Is it in the nose? Or if they use their nose to direct or guide? Because it's like the nose knows. I don't know. Maybe there's some intuition stored in our nose. How weird. Who knows? Okay. Anyway, back to Colite's message. For some reason that I usually when these things come up, it's because there's information around that part that we were talking about for you specifically, Colite. And then we have the 6 of Swords, walking away or healing. This is also my internet card. There's something maybe that you're looking to put out as far as, not that you have to go nude or anything, but feels to me like vulnerability. Because in the traditional Rider-Waite depiction of this, there's a woman and a child, you see their backs, and then there's a man who's like guiding their journey across the water. She's doing it all on her own and very, very vulnerably. She's like wide open, not like, oh, look at me, everybody. Not in a sexual way, but in a, I'm literally bearing my heart. I'm putting my heart into something. So you're putting your heart, your message from Source, you're putting your heart into something that you're going to release to the public. And correct me if I'm wrong, Colite, there's something to do with music for you. Like you've got music out, or produce music, create music, sing. Yeah, there's something to do specifically with how you're showing up even more vulnerably with your art, with your creation, with the way even you just show up in public with people. that they're seeing like a raw and authentic version of you that they can really respect. It's really beautiful. Yes, artist. Love it. Oh my God, I saw that too. I got that they use it to echo and their soul signal by calling out. My whole body has been vibrating since last night. Oh my gosh, yeah. The vibrations, like even just falling asleep for like a minute. Like I was taking a nap. God, what day was it? 2 days ago. Yeah, it was Wednesday. I was supposed to be live, but I'm like, I need a nap. That's why. So I was taking a nap and I had just fallen asleep, and then I got a text that came through. And so I hadn't been asleep for more than maybe 2 minutes, maybe 3 minutes tops, and a text came through. And my whole body was just buzzing, vibrating, just in that small amount of sleep. I was already reaching something. I don't know. Crazy Tempest, hello, welcome, welcome. All right. Anything else for Clyde? I know this is a one card read, but like we're still going in, so let's see. Anything else? Balancing act is what I just heard. Okay, so definitely with communication, self-expression, we're basically, yeah, there's something you're wanting to communicate and express very vulnerably that has actual codes of awakening that you, without knowing it, your spirit is implanting these codes of awakening in your art, in your creations, to help awaken others. Specifically with their DNA, with their feminine energy. There's something maybe you're doing with, creation is it's uniquely feminine. Not to say men can't create, but they use their feminine energy to create. I mean, we literally birth life. I mean, we can create, we can birth realities. And that's something you're really doing with your throat chakra, your sacral chakra right now, is to birth something really vulnerable. Even if you just kind of have little seeds of ideas for something, it's not like you have to birth it right now. But you're going to be getting some really amazing downloads or ideas that you can then create and put out in the world, Kalite, that are going to benefit you and everyone who hears what your music you're putting out or any other kind of art form. And you yourself are like a walking, talking art form. So just you being who you are like activates people. You're very tuned in. And if you're like, I wish I was more tuned in, your spirit definitely is as tuned in as it can get. Your spirit is a fractal of source, of the original creator. So your human aspect may not feel as tuned in from time to time, but you definitely, if you can just stand firm in that knowing that I am source incarnated right now. And just, that's where the cult leaders got it wrong. They're not the only source incarnated. They're not the only God incarnated. But just knowing that and embodying that and going through the world, knowing that you are God. Yes, so is not everybody out here, because there are a lot of empty vessels out here, but other true spirits are incarnated. So we're not the only one. That's where the cult leaders always got it wrong. It's like, I'm the only one. Everybody must bow and worship me. It's like, no, you're one of many. You're awesome, but not the only one that's awesome out here. So Kalite, you really are helping people see their own light. I love that. All right. So I hope that resonated for you, my dear. Let's get into the next one for Marlene. So go ahead and post your question, Marlene. We're going to get right into it for you. Take another drink of my lime water. All the ice is melted, but that's all right. Also, the heat in the body is crazy. Yeah, I was feeling it too. And like when I'm out for baseball, even though it was like 61 degrees, I think, which is decently warm for springtime around here, the wind was so cold that I'm like layered up, got a blanket on, got my hood on over my hat, and just like really bundled down. And I'm still cold, but then I get home and I get my heating pad like on my feet and stuff. But then once I'm warmed up, like I'm so warm, I'm like, it's hot in here. What am I doing? So yeah, temperature regulation has been something that's been really difficult for me. But I was just chalking that up to the fact that, well, I'm outside more because I wasn't outside all winter. And when I was, I'm like, it's cold, I'm going back in. Now I'm having to spend at least 4 hours every evening, Monday through Thursday outside. And now Sundays for about an hour, hour and a half for the soccer games. And of course, I always will go out on the weekends just in my backyard and sit with my bare feet on the ground, whether it's warm or cold. Since about mid-April, I was started doing that. So yeah, I'm getting out there. I'm acclimating a little more out there. Yes, I do think I can be more tuned in, but I understand who I am. Super spot on. Yay! Well, keep shining your light and doing what you do and following those inspirations you get to create your art, because it's going to help so many people and yourself. I mean, you're also benefited by this, which is awesome. All right, Marlene. One card read for Marlene, or hey, as she is now. So, Marlene, anything that she's not seeing, anything she's supposed to be noticing from spirit that she is missing. I just heard like little giggles, almost like fairy realm giggles, like, yeah, maybe you're missing, maybe things are slipping through the cracks, but like half the fun is finally having an epiphany or an aha moment. But especially with anything that feels difficult or like a challenge for you right now, like, God, if I just had X amount of money, I could do this thing. If this person would just hear me out and listen to what I'm trying to say, like all our lives would be much easier. It's just this place where you feel almost like you're trying to force a square peg in a round hole, or a puzzle piece that, like, does this go here? Does this not go here? I mean, both pieces are green, but like, I don't know, the edge of this one just kind of doesn't quite align, but like these other three sides line up. Like, why won't this just fit? So there may be something you're missing in those times where you're feeling maybe a little more frustration or anxiety. And what's missing? It's not that you're actually missing anything, it's just the anxiety or the frustration itself is trying to say, hey, knock, 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 I'm here. Pay attention to me. Not the fact that what you're anxious about, like, we're running late, let's go, get in the car, getting all amped up, but to actually stop in the moment, if you can, if you're not running late or out of time, stop in the moment, maybe put your hands on your heart or wherever maybe you're feeling that anxiety in your throat or your chest or your gut, wherever you're feeling that. And anxiety is just one example. I mean, you can even do this when you're feeling good, but I mean, think anxiety or frustration or stress are kind of things that we can all in this day and age vibe with, because we all feel it from day to day, time to time. So next time you're feeling any emotion, just stop kind of in your tracks and allow yourself to even put your hands physically where you feel it in your body and just breathe into it. And if you feel like the need to ask it, like, what are you trying to tell me, or what do I need to know, you can do that. But sometimes just sitting and being with the feeling is all that feeling needs to just go on its merry way and not stick with you like that rain cloud just raining on you the rest of the day, ruining your day because you were 2 minutes late, or your kid snapped at you, or these things that we can kind of just dwell in or dwell on. Gut and chest. And you put one on your gut, one on your chest, just feeling into it. And just, if anything comes up intuitively or any thoughts come to you during that time, if you feel like investigating further, you can, but just tuning in and feeling, the good feeling, the bad feeling, the neutral feeling, whatever it is. This is something I was telling Versha the other day. I have these little reminders on my phone. I have about 4 of them kind of sprinkled throughout the day that's just feel your feelings. And whatever it is I'm feeling in that moment, if I'm bored, if I'm in the middle of eating my meal, whatever it is, I just stop and feel whatever. Even if I'm like, I don't know what I'm feeling right now, that's okay too. Just you being present with whatever you're feeling, even if it's not much of anything, that is us embodying being present. It's being embodied presence rather than being aware of, okay, that's going on there, that's going on there, it's being aware of, I'm right here right now. I'm feeling this right now. That's about it. Like, that's what you're missing, is just, it's literally like dumbing it down or simplifying. It's easy to feel our feelings, as far as, oh, I feel anxiety, I don't like to feel anxiety, so let me just push through it. It's easier for us to do that than to sit there and feel that anxiety until it just starts to dissipate. So that's really what's coming through, is what you're missing is not so much this message or that message, or, oh, you should do this or that. It's more of just feel your feelings in a way where it kind of, you stop in your tracks and really embody whatever you're feeling without having to put a little hat on it or tell it a little story. You can if you feel like it, obviously. If you are like, okay, I know I'm feeling this because, I stubbed my toe on the bathroom door today and then this happened. And if that helps you kind of engage with what's going on, that's fine. But even if you don't know why you're feeling a certain feeling, just feeling the feeling is all you need to do. All right. Anything else for Marlene before we close out? Yeah. I'm seeing this being something you can do to really feel more grounded in your body and even in your knowing. Like, your intuition will really start to come online when you can just remind yourself, especially in those moments when you're stressed out, because usually it's not difficult for most of us to be present when things are joyful and exciting and happy. Unless we're got our phone out, like filming it, like we can almost detach ourselves from a moment. I noticed that when I was taking a video of one of Boston's hits last night, I was watching it like this, and I'm like, no, let's just be present in the moment and hope that I get the hit on film for grandma and grandpa over here and uncles and everybody that wants to see it. But I also want to be grounded and present in this moment and enjoy the moment as I'm trying to allow others that aren't here to enjoy it as well. But my priority isn't let me get this hit on camera. It's let me experience, if he strikes out or hits her, like, let me just be present and experience. And if I do want to share this moment with others, that's kind of secondary. That's one example. I mean, that's just one example. But someone calls you with good news. Usually you're very present in your moment and you're feeling that rush of excitement in your belly coming up into your chest and throat. I mean, that's how I kind of feel excitement. It kind of starts in the belly and kind of moves up. But that's why they call them feelings. Like, we feel them somewhere in the body. Especially those more extreme ones of like something really exciting or happy, or something really freaky, or like, someone scares you, your whole body jumps, and usually like your hands fly to your throat or chest. It's almost like a full body feeling when you get frightened, or you hear devastating news, you almost feel your stomach drop. We feel these things in our bodies. But you're gonna be able to become very intuitive just by feeling your feelings, feeling what comes up for you, even as like stories or thoughts while you're feeling your feelings. And you can investigate them more if you feel like it, or you can just let them roll by like clouds. I mean, and maybe from time to time you do this, you're doing different things for different reasons. Just allow your heart or your intuition to guide you. Do I need to put a story behind this, or do I just need to feel it and move on? Whatever resonates most. But I hope that helped, Marlene. So it's not like you're missing anything specifically. It's just there's almost like a missing piece. And this isn't like just calling you specifically out. This is humanity as a whole right now. We need to feel our crap. We need to feel what we feel instead of trying to like, oh, I'll deal with it later, and then become so overwhelmed, or just push it down like, la la la, can't see you, can't hear you, don't exist, or let me just rush through the rest of my day because I'm feeling anxious, and then maybe I won't feel anxious anymore. But if we actually stop and give presence to what we're feeling, good, bad, happy, sad, and anything in between, we don't have to carry it with us the whole time. I mean, I'm sure most of us would want to carry the exciting things, but those seem to just slip right through our fingers. Like, before you know it, 5 minutes later, we're kind of neutral again or whatever. Maybe not that quick for some of us, but yeah, I think you know what I'm trying to say. Okay, everyone, we'll go get Kay from the bus stop. He'll probably sleep as I feel like jelly in my legs and exhausted. Well, we're wishing that you have a good weekend, Versha. Thanks for hanging out. That makes sense. All right. Well, hope that resonated for you. We're going to get into Michelle. So Michelle, go ahead and post your question. We're going to get right into it for you. And correct me if I'm wrong, I think that's our last donation. But what I might do just in case is actually log into PayPal and make sure I didn't miss anyone. While Michelle's getting her question out, I will log in and make sure we're golden. Okay. All right, we gotta sign in. Come on. Okay. I do not want to link Gmail to track my packages. I just want to check my activity. Okay. Yes, we are up to date. There we are. Okay. No. We have one from SB. And of course, Katie. I was not trying to purposely. So S Virgo, are you still here? You actually donated first, and I skipped you. So my apologies. Big apologies. I'm so sorry. So we will do Michelle since she's got her question, and then we'll do SB, and I will timestamp as well for S Virgo. SB, S Virgo, S Virgo. So we will do Michelle's and then S Virgo, and then Katie. So I'm gonna write Katie's name down too. before we go. Okay, so here we go. So general for May from Michelle, and I'm hearing to go to the Wake Me Up Tarot, which I called the Third Eye Tarot earlier, but I know this is Wake Me Up Tarot. I say it quite often. I use this one a lot. All right, general for May for Michelle, tuning into Michelle's true spirit, lovely, lovely spirit. Anything coming in for May? Okay. So I see you have a plan to overcome something that's been challenging. This definitely, when I saw it first, was feeling like work energy. So you're getting a game plan together through May. Not to say that you can't follow through on the plan in May. You can. You absolutely can. But there may even be some sort of short trip or travel that you are planning in May that may not happen in May, but it's come on your radar like, oh, I want to do that, or I want to go there in May that you're taking later. Okay, so there's an idea. This also feels like an opportunity, potentially a job opportunity that you're like, yeah, my plan is to get the F out of this current work situation and be able to get beyond this. Literally taking your power back and moving beyond. But there may be a trip, again, that you're planning and potentially going on, if that's something you want to do. Very interesting. On the safe here, like this card, I'm almost seeing the number 10. I know it's like the handle and the little like padlock dial thingy, but I'm seeing the number 10. So May 10th might be relevant. And the funny thing is, too, that 6 and the 4 add up to a 10. 6 and 4 on those. So the May 10th specifically. Something going on May 10th. I don't even know what day of the week that would be. Oh my God, yes, travel's been coming up for me and I'm so ready. I just need to be shown the way. Well, you will be shown the way in May. And that's what, 5 days away, right? Well, 6 days. The 6th day from now will be May 1st. May Day. Yeah, and I just saw the butterfly on the suitcase here too. There's a yellow butterfly. So, oh, it's a Saturday. Ooh, well, that might be a good day. Even if you're like, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do. That you're maybe going somewhere like a day trip, or yeah, like just for the day and then coming home that night. But if you're looking to like fully book like a fun vacation, that looks like something you're at least planning in May. You asked for a yeller. Oh my God, stop it. Okay. I'm like, I don't know how this is relevant, but like I had to point it out. There it is. Oh, I have chills, Michelle. That is, you can't make this stuff up. I love that. Well, and it's on a suitcase or luggage. Look at that. What's next to it? Just the strap, I think. Yeah. But it's on top of the car. It's literally in transit, in travel. Look at that. Moving away from, well, it's like moving toward a storm, but I always get confused by this because I'm like, who's driving? That's a front seat. That's a front tire. Who's driving? All the swords. It's like, even if things look like, okay, it's not going to pan out, the weather won't be good if I plan a trip now. No, it will work out. You'll miss the bad weather if that's the case too. Wow. All right. One card read, but I can't help myself. Let's get one more. You guys know me. I can never stop myself. Okay. Someone's pointing the way. You will be led. You will be guided. And it may be that someone's suggesting something. This could be, I could take this one of two ways. Michelle, you're either going on a trip with somebody that means something to you. This is a significant family member or a friend, or through something they say or suggest kind of acts as like a catalyst or kind of a roadmap for you to be able to know where you're going, what you're doing, when you're going, what you're going to be doing when you're there. So I hope that resonated. Yeah, very cool. But it looks like whatever was going on at work, you're like, yeah, I'm not here for it. I'm ready for something new. But there is definitely a spark of an opportunity coming in for work-related stuff that you may be able to make a plan to get out of your current work environment. Because it looks like, yeah, the drama, I think we tuned in. The drama was going to keep dramaing at work for a bit, but I did see things settling down as far as someone leaving. If I remember right from your past reading, it's all kind of coming back to me now. That someone that's been causing a lot of drama is actually going to leave that work environment and not work there anymore. I can't remember the time frame we got on that, but then as I'm putting things back, the star comes out. This is good energy. This is peaceful. This is calm. I just heard the calm after the storm. We did have that storm cloud kind of in the horizon or distance on that travel card, the Six of Swords. All right. Well, hopefully that resonated for you. Yeah, you're so welcome. Yeah, you're done with work mentally. I do not blame you. If there's drama, I'm like the extreme other opposite direction. Like I am not here. Anytime there's any kind of work, like it's been years since I've been in a workplace, but anytime there was any kind of work drama, I was so far in the other direction it wasn't even funny. Like I just nope, not here for it. I don't blame you. Oh, big hugs to you, Michelle. Thanks again for your donation. So S Virgo, let's get into your question, my dear. I'm glad I checked the PayPal itself rather than just my email, because my email never popped up that you had donated, even though you donated before everyone else. So my apologies for making you wait. I'm gonna give you a little extra, little oomph in your reading, S Virgo, okay? Just as a thank you for standing by as I navigate my way and bumble my way through this. Okay, S Virgo, I wanted to ask about B, the Taurus. I wanted to ask what's next for our connection. We live at a distance right now. That's right. That's right. Yeah, you were gonna be visiting or something like that. But let's just see what's next for you guys. Ooh, maybe there's more travel coming up, visiting again so soon after maybe the last time. There's definitely some travel coming up. And I know the travel card, or the world card as it's called, is always the number 21, but the 21st of the month might be of next month might be relevant for some reason. It's okay, no worries. Didn't know. No, you're fine. You're fine. Anything else S Virgo needs to know? Oh, there's two travel cards. I mean, this is also a travel card. It's also a lot of fast back and forth communication. So the communication is very vibrant, very lively right now, which is good. It almost creates like this anxiety. You're like, are things okay if you don't hear from someone for a day, 2 days, 3 days, 4 days? Oh, it was canceled due to work, but maybe it's making, okay. He may be suggesting, hey, let's reschedule. Let's make this happen. So there you go. Thank you. Thank you for that clarification. Sooner than later, and look on the back. There's another travel card. Like let's make this happen. We got to make this happen. Like, let's not wait. Let's make this happen sooner than later. Because we want to meet. We want to meet up. Aw. All right. So let's see anything else in the connection with Taurus and S Virgo. Anything else that needs to be brought to light? Okay. So yeah, it's maybe just a confusion or trying to line up schedules again to be able to meet up. But as far as like just the communication back and forth, that all feels really good. Being able to connect online or through the phone or however it is that you guys are mostly communicating, that feels on point. That feels like it'll continue to blossom and grow, and your connection, your communication, the topics you're talking about are getting deeper and you're getting to know each other more, which is really awesome. But it's leading to some fireworks here. Like the sparks are flying when you're able to eventually meet up together. Like the sparks are going to be flying. Like, and his intention toward you is definitely like, I have intention to like court her or date her and see where things go. Like he's in it to win it here. Well, we have the marriage card on the back of the deck, so like that's there. Also a home, like there's a home vibe to this. I mean, this could be buying a home, moving. This could be maybe like long-term tuning into the connection for you guys. Like this is maybe where it's headed. Maybe just sneak peek into the future. But as far as like more like recent future for you, or like near future, that's the word I was looking for. Near future, maybe yeah, one or the other of you is going to be able to travel closer to one or the other's home, to where you can, kind of let each other into your worlds even more than you have. Of course, follow any safety or whatever that you feel, because in today's world, it's kind of crazy. I'm not getting that vibe from him at all, not at all. But ladies out there in the dating world, don't just randomly go to some guy's house that you don't know very well. Just public service announcement. I don't know how people date now. I've been out of the dating game since early 2004. So like I have no idea what it's like out there these days, but just hearing things and stories, and just I even look back when I was, in my like teens and 20s, some of the sketchy places I went just with friends and then they leave and I'm there by myself with a bunch of guys, like, kind of crazy. Like, how did I even get here? I'm not getting that vibe at all from him. So I'm getting a very authentic, genuine, what you see is what you get. I mean, of course, you can always deepen what you're learning about each other and um you know, you're you're getting to know each other. Like that feels to me like the priority right now is just getting to know each other. Like, are we a match for long term? Like, let's see what where things go. You're both I see both of your energy fields like open. Like, let's see where this goes. Not like there's pressure, like I need to be married by, next year. Nothing like that. But I can definitely see in his energy field that he has looked into like with his heart, like, I think that this is something I want long term with her. I really do. Yeah. So there's a big place in your heart for him, in his heart for you, I meant. But probably the other way around too, because relationships are mirrors. So yeah, dating is yeah, I've known him for 10 years, but I had to stop dating because of how strange it is. Yeah. Yeah, relearning. Absolutely. Yeah. And you know enough of his vibe that like if you were gonna get like the creep vibe, you'd have gotten it by now, way before now. And I'm not picking up any creep vibe, but just public service announcements for all the ladies out there dating right now. Yeah, and I do see that work, and again with the schedules may be, because you are at a distance. If you were in the same town, like, oh, I have, an hour tonight. Oh, do you have an hour tonight? Oh, cool, let's meet up. Like, it's easy to do a relationship, especially a romantic relationship, when that's the case. But like I think even just like trying to get together with my best friend across town, like it takes like making sure none of my kids are sick, that I got all my work hours done for the week, to be able to like treat myself to like a lunch with my friend or to go thrift shopping with my friend. It's like, where's the time? So that might be your biggest kind of holdback or factor here in being able to move and have this thing flow effortlessly. It's just about aligning schedules. It's not that one or the other isn't into the other one as the other. Not at all. Like, I'm not seeing any of that come up at all. It's just, let's align our schedules. Let's not have to cancel because of work. Let's be able to make things happen. Yeah, that's really, I guess, the only hindrance here that I'm seeing, or the only like part that leaves you longing for each other, is just, I want to see you now, but like you're hours away and I have work tomorrow and but I want to see you. Like that's really the only sticking point here, SB, is just that distance. The physical distance is probably the hardest part of all of this. But I'm seeing and hearing it's worth it. It's going to be worth it. So yeah. He wants to make you his wife or the mother of his children, or whatever it is you're looking for in this realm. He'll be on board. But he definitely wants to make you his woman. Like that's what the trajectory he's directing this toward. For his best outcome here would be for you to be his person. So that's really beautiful. And you just being able to rest in your feminine energy and allow him to be that masculine that's taking charge of, planning things and hopefully paying for things and all that, is your best path here. And what's on the back again? Fireworks, sparks are gonna fly, all the fun things. So yeah, I'm still tuning into just really good energy here, especially in his intentions toward you. There's nothing scandalous, nefarious, creepy, nothing at all. There may be a heartbreak in his past that, not like he's still hung up on this person, but he does think of them from time to time and wish that he could have responded better, they could have responded better. Not that it's going to affect, because I see a brand new beginning for you and him. I don't know did you know this person from his past, but yeah, they're definitely not going to be part of his future in any significant way, romantically, we'll put it that way. But yeah, there are maybe just some hurt that he's had in love in the past, that in the distance would be really the only thing that would be, and it's not a fear. I'm hearing it's not a fear he can't overcome. Just knowing that, no, Sarah is a different person than my ex. This is not going to go down the same way. I can open my heart and love her And it's just a different vibe between us than me and my ex. Not like he's comparing you, but like I think it's just a natural thing that when we are in a connection that we'll be like, "Oh, thank God they don't do this thing my ex did," or "Thank God that they, are not my ex," or whatever the case may be. It's not comparison and as in you're inferior to the ex in any way. If anything, it's all green flags your way, red flags the ex's way. It's kind of how I would see any kind of comparison to his ex. So all right. Well, I hope that resonated for you, my dear. Thanks again for your donation. And we're going to do Katie. So 149.54. Okay. So I'm going to timestamp that and remember to post that for her so she can watch that when she's done with work. Sour lime water. Whew. Helps the throat, though, so I'm not going to complain. All right. Here we go. And I want to refresh myself on her question. I think it was past life related, but let's tune in. Make sure I get the question correct here. So aside from the Native American lifetime I had with have I had any additional lifetimes with Stacy? Thank you. You are so welcome, my dear. Let's get into it. I'm already hearing ding, ding, ding. We have a winner. Yes, 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 you have. And we're going to move to the White Newman Tarot because this is one of my favorites for past life and cosmic questions, all the ethereal and otherworldly information we want to tune into, or other lifetime information. I actually also want to get my one specific deck here. Let's see. It's up here somewhere. Where are you hiding? There you are. We'll grab both of these. These are always fun. Okay. So we have this one I got on Amazon. Sometimes it's hard to see, especially when we do live streams at night, but it's always fun. We're going to get information. So any relevant lifetime that Katie had with Stacy that is relevant to maybe something going on in this life. That's how I like to phrase these. Okay, so lifetime with Katie and Stacy, because I'm hearing, where to start? Where do we begin? This is not your first rodeo or second or third or 10th or 100th. You guys have had a lot of lives together. Oh, you're so welcome, S Virgo. Absolutely. All right, tuning into Katie and Stacy's true spirits, the lifetime that is going to help Katie understand their dynamic the most at this time. Ooh. Oh my gosh. This is really interesting because I'm actually seeing both of you as females in that life as well. I'm seeing France. And I'm hearing this is, okay, so I'm seeing like King Francis time. There was a monastery. I'm seeing you and Katie being, you and Stacy, Katie, being young. You're 14. You're both 14. You grew up in the same village. I'm seeing a very small, quaint village in France. Oh my God. This was upside down. So, very interesting. So it's unrequited love. No, it was very requited, but just not allowed, to have two nuns, mind you, young nuns who were trying to become nuns. I'm seeing, it's very interesting. I'm seeing Stacy had a cleft lip, cleft palate in that life. I have chills now. And it's very interesting because the way her family, she was one of the younger of, I'm seeing 6. So she was the 5th child in the lineup of 6 children. And she was born with a cleft lip and palate. Like she could talk relatively well for, the circumstance. But from like day one, her family wrote her off as, she'll never be able to marry, we can't get her married off. So we're just going to go this very religious route with her. I'm actually seeing for you, Katie, in that life, you were orphaned and were put in, I'm seeing like you were taken care of by a few local families and it just made a natural sense. You were very devout I'm seeing you were very much wanting to please the adults around you, that you were very much, okay, you're very religious. Well, I'm going to be very religious. You're very feminine. I'm going to be very feminine. Like you wanted to be loved because you didn't have a family. I am seeing though in that life, you did have a younger brother who you got to maintain contact with, and he was very much involved in your life. Um, but you grew up in the same village as Stacy, and you just had this spark, from day one. And both as young nuns in training. I don't know what they are called, or if that was even the exact order of things back then. I don't even know what time we're tuning into, but I'm seeing within the reign of King Francis, which was very short, if I remember correctly. Let me Google that. Then I can give you the time frame. I know you, Katie, you are very much well equipped with at least English monarchy, maybe possibly French, but let's see. King Francis of France. Okay. So this would have been 1559 to 1560 was when he, I think, was married to Mary, Queen of Scots. And that's kind of the time frame that's being highlighted as this is the year you were 14. You were both 14. So 1559 to 1560. And you were both nuns or in training. And yeah, you fell in love with each other. I mean, you knew each other from, around, and were what I would call friendly, or at least friends. If you would happen upon each other, you would always talk and have a lot of stuff to talk about that you would almost have to be going your separate ways, but you wouldn't want to pull apart because you're like, no, we could just talk for hours, forever, lay under the stars and just talk about everything. And you understood her in a lot of ways, maybe even literally, because she could speak, I'm seeing, but it was just harder for her to enunciate words with kind of the deformity that she did have on her face. But you could almost like telepathically like finish her sentences or something. And she really appreciated that about you, that you were so in tune with her that she didn't have to work so hard just to have you feel her. And how this is relevant into this life, I feel there's a similar vibe, like, not that she's got a deformity or anything, but like, it's harder for her to express things. It's almost like I want someone to feel my heart rather than me have to spell it all out for him. And when you and her are together, she can feel that you get her on a level where she doesn't have to try to over explain how she's feeling or what's going on, that you just kind of somehow understand, Katie. And she really appreciates that. And of course, I do see that you guys, had that like very, very innocent young love going on, but there was not much you could do about that love because, Katie, you trying to please these adults that, kind of put you in this position of, okay, you're going to be a nun, and, her family of, we don't know what else to do with you. We can't really marry you off. You're just going to be a nun. It was important to both of you to not let down the people around you, to where you tried, you experimented with each other. We're going to be blunt. But you didn't let it go so far that you ran away together and, got to have that happily ever after. You served in the church together as sisters, basically, who maybe had feeling, not sisters like biologically, but, nuns, sisters, you know what I'm saying there, that were very much in tune with each other's needs, that, anyone outside looking in would just assume you guys are like the best of friends, which you were. But of course there was always something a little extra underlying that love between you. Let's get one more. We're going in depth with this, but I want to know any more details that Katie needs to know about this lifetime with Stacy as nuns. Very cute. I'm just getting such an innocent vibe between the two of you back then, that yes, I'm sure there was something in scripture and in church. It's like, oh, it's wrong to love another woman, especially, we're married to Jesus, or, however that whole thing's structured. But there was some guilt and shame that both of you have carried into additional lives since then, that may have also carried, for you specifically, Katie, into this life, about any kind of shame about your bisexuality, or just, especially in your teenage years or younger years, when you were kind of trying that on for size, like, do I like girls? Do I not like girls? Like, something around that kind of coming of age time for you, to where you're now very much, it feels to me, at least, maybe not like externally, but internally, you're like, no, I'm cool with who I am. Like, who cares what anyone else thinks about who I am? Even if you're not there externally, like on the inside, you're like, you're not judging yourself about anything factor of like, this is who I like, this is who I love, get over it, deal with it. Which I love that. That's so cool. And I see that this is empowering both of you, being able to be in this life as friends or dot 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 potentially more. Who knows what the future may hold, but at the very least, as friends in this life, that you really do empower each other to bring that like higher potential forward and want to live your best life, not for the other one or for each other, but like just for yourself. Like each of you inspires the other to like be her best version or try to be that better version, not because the version you are or she is lacking in any way, but just you both each individually know that no, I'm made for more than just this or just that, or settling for these limiting beliefs or dot dot dot, whatever that looks like. But yeah, this is helping you lead to some sort of freedom or sovereignty. And actually, this was one of the outcome or the outcome card for our, we did a cosmic question, but then I added or tacked on another cosmic question because I was curious about our DNA and stuff. And this card came out. So there may be some additional information in that reading, big reading, cosmic question corner for you if you want to check that out, Katie, because I know you were working. And again, apologies for me. We just almost did the same thing with S Virgo here, whose reading I did right before yours. She actually donated first, but didn't pop up in my email. And I thought, you know what? I'm going to just, because of what happened with Katie, I'm going to check my PayPal proper, go right into the app. And sure enough, S Virgo had donated before everyone else. And I was just doing readings. And then, yeah. So same thing happened to you, not last Wednesday, but the one before. And my apologies for that. So hopefully divine timing was at play here to get you the information you needed when you needed it. And then that resonated for you or brought you a little bit of clarity, guidance, or whatever, whatever it is we're offering here. So big hugs, big hugs. Yeah, my dogs are barking. Not that my feet hurt. I know that's an expression for, oh, my feet hurt. I'm sure you can hear it. My dog's literally barking right now. So I'm going to go get some lunch, get the dogs wound down, probably let them out. And we have basketball tonight, not till 8. So I got a break now from lunchtime until 8:10 p.m. is when the game starts. We usually get there about a half hour early to watch a little bit of the game before us. But I get a bit of a break. I might even get a nap. I'll probably have to take it in the car, though, because I got to leave here in about 58 minutes, 57 minutes, somewhere in there to go pick the kids up. But yeah, I'm going to probably get a little bit of a nap in the car that hour or so that I like to sit in the parking lot. I like to get my spot so they know where I'm at, so I'm not playing this game like, where are my kids? Do they know where I'm at? All right, you guys, I'm rambling. I'm just going to go. But thanks again, you guys, so much. All those likes, comments, shares, subscribes, donations, and all the things. And I really, truly do hope to see each and every one of you right back here at Harmony Portal Tarot live. And that will be taking place on Wednesday. And we're going to do kind of a bit of it's going to be like a mini course or a mini webinar on, I don't even know what I'm calling it yet, but I guess sneak peek wise, it's about, instead of, not that we're wasting time, but instead of us spinning our wheels, just healing and always be on this healing journey, I kind of had a bit of an epiphany to where I've been talking about this before on this stream or on other past lives before, not past lives as in past lives, but live streams, about, peeling instead of healing. It's basically about us tuning into that inner self. And instead of trying to heal all these traumas and stuff that we've been through, it's about us just instead tuning into the true spirit of who we are, to just slough off all these extra layers and coats of shame and guilt and trauma that we've worn around and thought was us. That's pretty much what we're going to get into on Wednesday. If you're here for it, I'm here for it. So fingers crossed my health is doing all right as far as the migraines and sore throats and all the fun things that I've been dealing with. So, all right, guys, I'm rambling again. So I will see you guys Wednesday for that little mini webinar, mini course, whatever we're going to call that thing. Yeah, I'm excited. I'm excited to get that out to you guys. So peace, and I will see you later. All right, you guys, bye.